Okay, we're going to continue our series on top 10 songs, reviews of bands. Uh, Mike and myself are going to run through here. We are now we were going to feature a band called Mystery. Mystery is from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Um, the mainstay, and then you call them the brains behind the band, is um, it's either Michael or Michelle St. Pierre. Um, they've gone through three singers. The first singer was on two albums early on that didn't really go anywhere in the prog world, and then they brought in uh, Benoit David, and he since has left, and they brought in a another singer for the last couple albums. Mike, what is his name again?
Jean Pajot.
John Pajot. Okay, so they're sticking with the French theme. Uh, anyway, the two representative album CDs we got up there is "The World Is a Game" and "One Among the Living," with both of those feature Benoit David. So it is Mike's turn to start out. One thing I'll mention: we've seen a lot of bands over the years, and Mystery is not one of them, which is a major disappointment. But anyway, Mike is going to start it off with his top 10 and discussion of the band Mystery. Go ahead, Mike. You're up.
One day maybe we'll get to see him. I still have hope that
Yeah.
um, we'll. I haven't given up.
So before we start, hold on. Are you going to exclude the first two albums? You're not going to include them?
Yeah, I am. I've never listened to Theater of the Mind.
Okay.
And on Destiny, like I said, I think there's one song I remember that we both liked a lot. But as I had told you earlier, the singer sounds very much like Steve Perry to me, and the Destiny just never struck me.
Okay.
So I ignored them.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd be happy to hear your
Okay, what I'm going to do,
songs.
I have something to say about those. So you go ahead and you do your thing on when it's my turn. I'll go ahead.
Okay. So my top 10, I just, and my honorable mentions, I find it interesting that there's kind of really three albums that stand out to me more than others. And in my top 10, it's kind of interesting because I had bought that Destiny album a long time ago. And I think Mark and I listened to it a little bit, and nothing really struck us and just kind of blew them off. And if I remember correctly, you bought Beneath the Veil of Winter's Face, and I kind of remember you introducing it to me, saying, listen to this song, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first song in my top 10. That was a no-brainer, As I Am. That's just an incredible song, and it blew me away the first time I heard it, and it's like, oh my God, what's this? Now, I will say this, there's nothing that really strikes me on the rest of the album. It's good, it's got good vocals, they're good songs, but nothing struck me to put in the top 10,
Mm-hmm.
or even honorable mention. But far and away, As I Am is one of my favorite songs from them. It's just wonderful, wonderful song, wonderful vocals, just kind of magical song to me. And then going on with my top 10, a couple songs from One Among the Living. Wolf, great song. And the epic on that album is really good. It's like a 4 or 5 parter. but it's really good. I was listening to it the other day. It's like, wow, through different eyes.
Okay.
I don't know how long it is ultimately because it's broken up. I
think
never
it's-
added it up.
I think it's 17 minutes.
Is it okay? Okay. Next, from the third album that Benoit David was on, their fifth album actually, The World is a Game title track. I fell in love with that immediately. As a matter of fact, funny thing is I sent a message to Michel St. Pierre, probably being French. I sent him a message at that point and told him what a great album that was, and he came back and thanked me for it. I was so enamored by that album.
Yeah.
That album just kind of blew me away. And another song on that album in my top 10 is Time Goes By. Great song. And lastly, off that album, the epic Another Day. I think it's just kind of magical. I think it made the DVD that they put out a couple of years ago. And I love that epic. The next 4 songs come from their latest 2 albums. And it's, first of all, the title track off of Delusion Rain. What a great opener. That's just, when that album came out and I listened to that, I immediately loved the title track. It's a great song. I don't know, it might be 10 minutes long or so. Great song. Great song. And it's interesting because I listened and listened and listened to all their stuff, and I picked 2 more top 10s off of Delusion Rain. So I ultimately was like, wow, Delusion Rain is a great album. And 4 of the 6 songs I believe are on there. 4 of the 6 made my top 18. That's how good an album. I didn't realize how good it was until I was listening to this stuff. And I take that back. 5 of the 6 songs made my top 18. The other 2 in my top 10 are Wall Street King and A Song for You. I think those were the last 2 songs on that album, but they are awesome. And then lastly, from Lies and Butterflies, I didn't realize, but I've listened to it quite a bit, and Where Dreams Come Alive, I find is just a great song, and it easily made my top 10. So to go through my honorable mentions then, there's 3 from One Among the Living, and they're Between Love and Hate, Till the Truth Comes Out, and which I really like, and Chameleon Man, I think is an excellent song. 2 more from The World is a Game, Pride, excellent song, and Dear Someone, really cool ballad with Benoit David. Couple honorable mentions from Delusion Rain, If You See Her, kind of a cool ballad with great vocals from Jean Pajot. And this one was a little bit difficult for me because I'm not enamored by the ballad, The Willow Tree, because the first 10 or 13 minutes aren't incredible or blow me away, but the last 5 minutes are just incredible. The vocals from Jean Pajot are just great. The part where he sings, have you seen their eyes? and he kind of that kind of repeats for the last 5 minutes, or just I just love it. And then lastly, my honorable mention has come to me from Lies and Butterflies, another great song, and that's a pretty good album. But really, those last two have really been impressive to me with Jean Pageau. As I was mentioning early, I didn't think they could ever replace Benoit David with those incredible vocals, but I think they did with Jean Pageau. I give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He sounds very similar, and he's just done a great job, to the point where I haven't missed Benoit David. So
Did I was going through the list here. Another Day and Time Goes By is in your top. Are they both in your top 10?
yes,
Oh, okay. I thought I missed one of those.
yeah. There's the End of the World is a Game. Those were the
Okay.
three from that album.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to you,
Okay.
Mark, and let you fire away.
Alrighty. Well, we are gonna have a ton in common here.
No, okay. I thought I was going to say different.
Couple different, couple swaps from top and bottom, but so to start out the top 10, I'm bouncing around on albums here. There's no order. My all-time favorite song from them, I think, Benoit. This is it's his greatest moment. Is The World Is a Game. It's one of my all-time favorite songs ever. If I had to list my all-time favorite songs ever, it would be in that list. Second song is something from your honorable mention, is Pride, which is awesome. Wolf, which is in your top 10, another great one. As I Am, which was our first introduction to Benoit David. The title track to Delusion Rain. Beneath the Veil. Time Goes By, another just unbelievable song. Another Day, same. One that you didn't include, which I was a little surprised, Superstar. Anyway, and to finish it out, Through Different Eyes, the epic from One Among the Living. So we had a lot of the same there.
I think they're all the same except through Superstar. I didn't.
And so I have my honorable mentions here. Now this is the, I don't want to get my albums messed up here, but I think this is from Delusion Rain. If You See Her, it's a ballad. Yeah. Dear Someone, Between Love and Hate, Until the Truth Comes Out, and Snow White. And I got three more, and these are from Lies and Butterflies. And if this wasn't so new, it could have busted something in the top 10. I say could have. It's kind of hard when you got a top 10 that you feel so strong about. But there's this trio of songs on Lies and Butterflies that are just amazing. Something to Believe In, Where Dreams Come Alive, and Dare to Dream. They're back to back to back, and they are just awesome tunes. Again, they're so new. I can't, for me at least, I can't break anything in the top 10. But those three from Lies and Butterflies are are very, very special, in my opinion. Now, I'm gonna talk about those first two albums, and I kind of ignored the Steve Perry comparisons, although I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Steve Perry. But I thought there was a couple decent songs, and this is the first time I listened to it, which was last night. There's a song called Inner Journey, the first part, Inner Journey first, there's two parts. And there's a song called Peace of Mind, which I thought were very listenable. It's hard when you have a first listen and you're like, oh, that's great. Well, everything isn't the world is a game, you know? And in this particular case, they had just got their record deal. It's their first album. Doesn't get a whole lot of good reviews, but I thought those songs were very listenable. Again, Peace of Mind and Inner Journey, the first part. Now the second album, which I think you're gonna agree with me on this, Mike. There's two what I call very good songs on there. One's called Before the Dawn, and the other one is the title track to Destiny. I just, maybe for you to check it out maybe and see what you think. Again, I don't think they were great. They're pretty good. They're very listenable. I enjoyed them, and like I said, I tried to ignore the whole Steve Perry comparison.
Yeah, I think Before the Dawn was a song that we picked out some time ago. And
Yeah,
said,
when I listened to Before the Dawn last night, I said that, and forget all the Steve Perry stuff. That's a great song.
Yeah.
And the title track I think is pretty good too. So that's kind of my little feedback on the first two albums. Again, the first album I just listened to for the first time last night. So, but I think we agreed on pretty much everything. You had a couple songs. You had a couple songs from Delusion Reign that I didn't, and I had a song from Superstars from what's the other album besides One Among the Living? In the World is a Game.
Beneath the Veil.
Beneath the
Winter's
Veil.
Face.
Superstars on Beneath the Veil.
Yeah.
And other than that one song, and then the two from Delusion Reign, I think every one we agreed on.
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah, it's funny that the one thing that strikes me is how much you like The World is a Game, and the fact that when I heard it, I had to thank Michelle St. Pierre for such a great album.
Yeah.
Right? It's just,
And I think you'll agree that as far as epics go, Another Day, my God, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, we love so many epic tunes, it's hard to say, oh, it's up there with the greats of all time. Well, the problem is there's so many, and we're going to say that Another Day is an amazing epic, and if you would list all your favorite epics of all time, it'd be on that list.
yeah.
It'd be on that list. And then through different eyes, I didn't know that you. I think it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one you were talking about. Where's your list there? The Willow Tree. I had the Willow Tree as a honorable mention, and it got bumped. It got bumped very late.
Yeah.
It just didn't click. And I think what you mentioned was a big part of it. It just didn't grab me. And you got to have patience for prog because many songs start out slow. But I didn't. I never did I never did catch on with that. So,
Yeah. Well, again, with me, the bottom line is, I realized how great a band Mystery is, and I didn't think about it until I was done. How good those 6 albums
Yeah.
are. Is that 6 or 5? How good those
yeah.
5 albums are,
Well,
and especially how much I do like the last 2 albums, especially Delusion Rain,
Yeah.
and how good Lies and Butterflies is good all the way through too. So
Did you have Where Dreams Come Alive?
yeah,
you did.
that was in my top 10.
10.
Yeah.
Well, see,
It's an incredible song.
See, I'm a little late to the game on Lies and Butterflies.
Well, yeah, I agree.
But those 3, Where Dreams Come Alive, incredible.
Mm,
Is it a top 10 song? It could be.
It made it.
It
It
could
made
be.
it for me, yeah.
It could be in another month. I don't know.
yeah,
But it tells me that it was easy in the beginning to focus on Benoit David because we were, so amazing. But then, we were all of a sudden, John Peugeot came in, and we're finding out that it really doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah. That is the main thing. Is the writing's still there?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I guess mainly by Michelle.
yeah. He apparently is writing,
Yeah.
writes most of it. I guess we could look on the CDs and cheat, but
I hope
we're
we're
doing
not
all.
mispronouncing it. It's
I know.
Michael, but I've never heard him called by name, or
I don't know.
it's on the DVD. I think they
Yeah.
announced him, and I don't remember. I think
Yeah.
they might have even could have said Michael. I don't know.
This is again, we're doing this all off the cuff. Other than our songs, our top 10 songs, all the discussion is off the cuff knowledge. So anyway, that's the story of Mystery. So incredible band, and another unknown, although in prog circles they're getting a lot bigger name than they did have. So
And I think you'd agree with me. Today, they're one of our favorites as far as bands that still exist and are still producing albums.
still putting it. They're still
Yeah.
they still. The bottom line is they're still delivering.
Yeah.
Some of the bands that we've liked for years do not deliver. They're not delivering the goods anymore.
Right, and the albums are putting out just aren't catching us anymore,
No.
and like they used to. But got to give Mystery a lot of credit.
Yeah.
They're still producing good stuff, as Lies and Butterflies shows us.
Yeah, and I would put their vocals, their style of vocals, up against anybody.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for Mystery. Hope you liked it. Click like if you do. Subscribe to the channel. Make a comment. Make suggestions, and we will do another band. And thanks for watching.